Hi.
Hey everybody, we're back.
We are back. Woohoo!
Do I need to turn that like a little bit like that way?
This way?
Well, yeah, like that way?
Yeah, probably, because you're getting your corn.
Hang on, people.
Hang on.
There we go.
That little,
better?
do I need to move over a little bit? There we go.
Okay.
We're good now.
Hi.
Hi.
We do coordinate.
We do. We match the quilts.
Yeah. Mine's Girl Scouts.
Mine's I Love America.
Mine says, proud parent of a Girl Scout cookie dealer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you glad the
unicorn.
season is over?
I'm wearing this in honor of my Girl Scouts. We weren't allowed to do cookie booths this year, and so we just sold to friends and family and online, and they did great. Closed out the program yesterday.
Yay!
And I was like, I'm going to wear this because just want to recognize that those Girl Scouts work their butt off selling cookies.
Well, and you too with all your hard work, organizing and...
It's a lot, being a volunteer in scouting is like a career.
Yes. Yeah.
That you don't get paid for. Yeah, it's true.
Oh,
It's a lot
that's
of
too
work.
funny.
But we're getting back into the groove of things. We went to a maple syrup festival
Ooh, how was
2
that?
weekends ago. It was fun. It was really fun. They learned how maple syrup is made, and took a little hike in the woods, which was fun, and they had a good time.
Good.
So yeah,
I saw, and being from New England, it was funny. I saw this post on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it. It was a telephone pole, and somebody had tapped it.
oh really?
Yeah, I'm like, serious?
That's
like,
funny.
come on.
That's funny.
Because we were so used to seeing them on the trees all over up there.
Yeah.
You know, you get
Yeah.
Vermont, New Hampshire, maple syrup, and it's supposed to be so good and everything. And to see that, I'm just like, oh, seriously?
Mm-hmm. Isn't Vermont the maple syrup capital
I think so, yeah.
of
Wherever.
the United States?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think it's the type of maples. I think they're like sugar maples,
Oh,
and it's really has a little bit sweeter.
okay.
I could be wrong, but it's what I remember.
What kind of maples do we have?
There's all kinds of maples. You have red maples, silver maples. There's like a gazillion maple trees.
I didn't learn that at Girl Scouts.
Oh.
Well, we didn't talk about that.
The only reason I know about the sugar, and I know it has something to do with the weather too, like
Yes.
the cold nights and then the
Yeah.
warm up days and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Something to do with the climate and the trees. I don't know.
It has to be warm as in 50s to 60s during the day, and then drop down
Right.
to almost freezing at night.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like a 3-week window.
Yep.
Yeah. In March.
Look at us.
And it's warm.
It is very warm.
It was an early maple syrup season, actually, for us.
Surprisingly. And, I mean, we've had some gorgeous days. My goodness.
Yeah. I also took the Girl Scouts hiking on Saturday.
Nice.
A different in Mohegan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it's just been so nice.
Sweet.
Mhm.
We got our camper out. We're ready to go. We're excited.
We had do a Steph and Momo show before you go.
Yeah, do that. It's because the last one we did was on our retreat in November.
November.
So,
It's been a long time.
yeah, it has been a long time. It's been a crazy end of 2020, a crazy beginning to 21, and I'm guessing it's going to be a totally crazy 21 altogether.
Yeah.
So, but it's good to be back. I'm excited.
So you're leaving for 12 days.
Yes.
So you'll be back in April, so we could probably squeeze out another show.
At least 2, I think.
2 shows?
Yeah, if we do one when I come back, and then maybe towards the 3rd week in April, we could do another one. So we could maybe get 2.
Because you're leaving early May.
Yes. First of May we leave.
Till July.
Yes.
Okay. So when you get back, you're going to have to be sewing
I know.
something.
I know. What can I say? Well, I'm going to try to do some quilt shops as we're out traveling around the country. Okay. So, we can maybe throw a couple of those in there, which would be kind of fun. I'm excited about that because, we're going to go to the Southwest and different areas, kind of get a little different look at what other people do with quilts and quilt shops and see how they look in comparison to what we have around here.
They're different themes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that Southwestern theme and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited.
Cool.
So
That's exciting.
I know.
Well, I started the history. I've only done one video, but the history of St. Valentine, and I have got a whole like list of things of more stories to do. I just don't know what my projects are. I did the Shamrock, and then I just didn't have enough time.
Aw, that is cute. I love that.
And if you get really close, you can see that I sewed it wrong, and then I just went through and rip stitched it all out. Because I didn't want to do a binding because of the things. So I sewed it with the backing and the batting together, and then I tried to turn it inside out, and I sewed it wrong. How many people have done that?
Oh, yes. In my quilt, I'm going to show you that I made up that pattern. I had it all together and was not happy with it, and it drove me crazy, and I kept looking at it, and then finally said, no, I have to tear it all apart. So I tore it all apart.
Yeah, it turned out well though.
It looks much better. Before it just it didn't look right.
Yeah, but I like how it turned out.
Yeah, me too.
But I love that series. Yes, I'm going to make more, and I just
that was really interesting.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work to research the story and do a pattern.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
for me.
Well, I mean, with your busy life and everything, it's not like you can just sit down and spend a day or two doing strictly research. You've got other things going on in your life that you have to stop and start and stop and start.
Yeah, I mean, I was even thinking maybe I'll just do like one project and span it like over a couple shows, and like you can just, I don't know if people will be interested in that or not. Then I won't be as stressed. I don't know. I'm still
give us some feedback on that.
I'm working on it. The stories are fun to research.
Yeah,
I've got some really good ones.
Good.
Yeah, it's just
finding that time.
I'm gonna do more. I'm
Good.
gonna find that time and do it. So yeah.
Excellent.
I feel like I jumped ahead though.
No, you're fine. Okay. No, you're fine.
So you're going to go camping from May to July.
Yep. May 1st to July 1st. We'll be gone.
I am not going anywhere.
But we are going to camp together in August.
We are going to camp
I'm
together.
excited about that.
Yeah. We're going to Michigan in August.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
The lady texted me back, and I said, I wanted to have a site near you and your friends. And so she texts me back, and she goes, well, we don't normally give out site numbers. She said, but these are Stephanie's numbers, and this is where I put you. I'm like, sweet. So
good.
The three of us are all like in one little area. Good. I think we're on the opposite side, but we're right in that same area. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good time.
Yeah, and then I think we're doing South Carolina in June, and just...
Yeah, summer comes.
I'm doing Girl Scout Twilight Camp.
Nice.
In June. It's just busy.
Yeah.
It's busy. It's a busy season of my life.
There you go.
Yeah. So.
Just in general, it's busy no matter what.
Next week is spring break, and Izzy and I are going to work on that really bright star quilt.
Oh, the one that you did. Oh, the frozen one.
She asked about it. I said, it looks like we're going to have some rain next week in spring break.
Uh-huh.
We're going to, on the nice days, we're going to go hiking and do outdoorsy stuff. And then on the days that it's raining, and we'll be inside working on that quilt and get it finished up.
Oh, that'll be good. I'm anxious to see that all done because that was so pretty.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. The kids will be home every day next week.
Yay, Mom! I'll think of you while I'm camping.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, I don't feel like I have a lot that's been going on. It's just been...
busy. I have been super busy with my long arm quilting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think because everybody's home and they've had time to work on their projects and stuff.
Yeah.
I have had like a banner year last year and this year as far as doing long arm quilting. So
Good.
I'm very, very thankful for that. And the ladies that I have for customers they're just so sweet. And it's so great to watch the progression.
Yeah.
Like a couple of them are just like starting out and you can see them taking on bigger and bigger projects and getting more creative, and it's so much fun. I love it.
Brand new world.
It is.
It is. It's like you get sucked in and you can't stop.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's awesome. I'm glad.
Me too.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if everybody remembers. If you saw our last video, it was at our retreat. And I think we had shown like maybe one of these squares. I finally got it finished.
Yes.
I
beautiful.
love this quilt. It's so pretty. I made the smaller one and I kind of wish I'd made the bigger one, but I really loved it. And the pattern was the Knitted Star by Lo and Behold Stitchery. And the fabric line that I used was Bonnie and Camille's At Home. And it was like the blues and the greens. They also had reds and greens and tans in it, but I used the blues and the greens. And I mean, it took a long time to put it together, but it was fun and it was challenging for me because once you get those squares put together, then you have to cut them on a diagonal for the corner pieces and the side. And I'm like, because you put so much work in putting that in together. And I'm like, okay, I must have read the directions 5 times.
Really?
Before I did it. Because I didn't want to cut it. I was like, no, are you sure? Am I cutting this right? Yeah. So I mean, honest to God, I did. I read the directions 5 times. All right, am I sure that I'm doing this correctly? All righty. So yeah, I did. And then once I cut it and started placing it, I'm like, okay, I got this. So it was hard on me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
It came out
so nice.
So the Knitted Star pattern by Lo and Behold Stitchery is, if you go on Instagram and you look up Lo and Behold Stitchery, she has got, her page is amazing. Like,
oh yeah.
If you don't, go ahead. Yeah.
This is like some variations of just other colors.
Yes.
If you wanted to do with solids.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And then they did a quilt along, a QAL, and then so the hashtag, I think it's hashtag Knitted Star Quilt Along, or Knitted Star QAL. Oh my gosh, so many people made this, Mom.
Oh,
so many. There's a gal who made one with Kona solids, and it was like red and orange, not red, like orange and yellows. And I'll through the magic of editing, put her on here.
Okay.
And so you can go look it up because it's my favorite.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's a fall one.
Ooh.
It is pretty. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it was. And if you want the pattern, I mean, this is what it looks like, and it's very detailed, and it is very clear. I mean, it's easy to follow.
It is.
What messed me up was that the background here in the pattern was dark, and of course, my background pattern is white.
Yeah.
So I kept getting myself confused.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, at the retreat, I had you come over and go, am I doing this right? Because I was like, this just doesn't seem right.
I thought the way that she wrote that and put it together, it goes together like a log cabin.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, that makes it a whole lot easier.
Yes.
To think of it that way.
Yeah.
Put it together like a log cabin.
Once you told me that's what you did, I'm like, oh, okay, this completely makes sense now.
Right.
Because you almost get distracted by the visual effect of what you're doing without looking at that log cabin pattern.
Yeah.
And once you do look at it, you're like, oh
yeah,
I can see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really, after the first block, I was like, okay, this is not a problem. But the funny part was we did that in November. I did 4 blocks then. And then it wasn't until January that I picked it up again to finish it with the other 4 blocks. And I had to go back and reread everything again. I was like, how did I do this? Yeah.
Cut 1.5 inch strips.
Yeah,
That's all you got to do. And then pink log cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's if you're a beginner quilter, you know, read through the instructions completely once or twice. But it's easy to follow. Like Steffi said, if you use that log cabin mentality of it, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. But it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Oh, and the other tip, which you gave me about it, was to use like the smaller prints. Because there was some beautiful prints in the Our Home pattern that I wanted to use. And I didn't. And again, Stephanie suggested it because they're only 1.5 inch strips. So you lose that pattern because they're only tiny strips. So use the smaller printed fabric.
Or solid colors.
Yeah.
You want it to be a solid or a very small print.
Yeah.
So that you don't get, the design doesn't get lost.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Because it won't look like a knitted star. It'll look like something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've made this or you're going to make it, send us some pictures because we'd love to see what you've done. And I would love to see this reverse with like maybe a black background and then the fall fabrics or red with Christmas. I bet that would be so pretty.
If you go on if you look up that hashtag, there's everything.
Yeah.
On there.
There's a huge selection.
Yeah. To just go and look. And I actually did that 2 nights ago. I think I was just like cruising and looking at stuff because I knew you were bringing this.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really, really tickled with it.
And you put a lot of time into it.
I did. I was very meticulous about it because being a long armor, when you use white fabric and you have dark fabric with it, you want to make sure that like none of those dark threads are showing when you're long arm quilting it.
Yeah.
So I pressed every single seam open, which took me a lot longer than probably ordinarily would have. But I was so thankful that I did. And it just made everything lay out nicer. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, so I was really tickled with it. So
love it.
That was a 4-month project.
And that's a gift, but we're not saying for who.
Yes, that is a gift.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Not that she would watch this show.
Yeah, she wouldn't.
She probably wouldn't.
But I'm tickled and I'm hoping that she loves it. So, because a whole lot of love went into that one.
Wow.
So.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Take a sip of coffee.
It is the coffee.
Oh, it's the coffee making you coffee.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got over there?
I have a pile of Pampered Chef stuff right here.
Oh, yeah, congratulations. She's a Pampered Chef consultant. And
it's awesome.
It is.
Yeah. I was telling Mom today, okay, so I got the blender. And I'm not kidding you guys. This blender is amazing. The other night, I was so determined to use the jam feature on this blender. So I put 4 cups of strawberries in the pectin, and then it blends. And it heats up to 220 degrees. The blender heats up.
That's amazing.
And it's chopping and spinning and it's bubbling like inside. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So the cycle was 50 minutes. Then like halfway through, you put the sugar in and it goes. The whole process was like 50 minutes. And then I poured them in. I got 6 quarts out of it. And it's delicious. And then when you're done making your jam or whatever you're making,
I'm amazed at this.
Put some water in your blender with some Dawn dish soap and you set it on, there's like a heating setting and it cleans itself.
That's amazing. I love it.
It was amazing.
She gave me a jar, so I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
We're taking it camping with us. I'll let you know how it is.
It was amazing. You know what you should do?
What?
You should like go to Bob Evans one morning and get like half a dozen biscuits, bring them home, put some, I always do butter. Like I do butter and then I do jam.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, that would be so good. I'll try that.
See, I've thought about doing that, but Bob Evans is like a half hour away.
Oh.
But if you get close to a Bob Evans somewhere,
I might stop on the way home. And we can have them for breakfast tomorrow morning.
took-
or when I get home.
I took with my girlfriend. I also do 4-H. So we went to 4-H, and my girlfriend Angie was there, and I gave her a jar of it. I'm not kidding you. After 4-H, we went to the get ice cream for the kids. She opened it on the way to get ice cream, and so just ate it.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, it was good. It's really good. But I was just, the whole process was so streamlined down to one blender.
That's amazing.
That cleaned itself.
Yeah, because usually making jam, you have all kinds of pots and pans, and you got to heat stuff and cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
But here's the thing, I tell people about that, and it's like, they don't care.
Yeah.
But I do.
Yes.
I think jam makers care.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think you would care.
I would, yes. Because I love jam and...
Oh, you should take one to Grammy. She loves jam.
Okay.
Doesn't she?
Oh, yeah. She loves
Yeah,
jam.
it's Grammy.
Okay.
She loves, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's amazing. I'm so sorry I digressed to Pampered Chef. Okay.
She had to get that off her chest.
I have a big pile of Pampered Chefs because this is stuff that I want to give away. So, yeah. I was making a video about, I want to give us, yeah.
I'm going to move your coffee because
We
spilled the coffee already.
The other thing I made was for that, was for my previous quilting video, was the table runner.
That is so pretty.
This would be cute in any season.
Yeah.
I think, even without the hearts. Super easy to make. Here's the back. But all you have to do is go watch my previous video about this, and on the thumbnail I'm going like that. So it's not hard to see, but I did make that. I didn't write out directions, it's just that easy.
Is that a Bonnie and Camille line?
Yes, I think this is Bonnie and Camille and Lila Boutique. There's some Lila Boutique in here.
That would be a great spring, summer. I mean, that reminds me of like spring flowers and watermelon and...
Yes, it's good.
That's pretty. I like that.
Yes. And then, what else? I'm going to save that for next time.
Okay.
Because I haven't done anything. So yesterday, after I got done entering all the cookie stuff, how do I want to put this? Have you ever had so much to do and you're like, screw it. I need to make something. Like, I need to create something. I need to make something for me. I just need to shut out everything and just focus on something for me.
Right.
That's what I did yesterday after my cookie thing. I had so much stuff to do, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. And I got out this fat quarter bundle that I've been working on, and I really wanted to make a granny star, or a granny quilt out of it. Granny square quilt out of it. And I picked out the fabrics, and I sat down, and I just made one block.
I love that.
Just one block.
That is so pretty.
And I thank you, and I love it. And I had, and it's fat quarter bundle. And I've got so many.
Wow.
And what I did was it's All People Quilt that has this pattern, but they had it using width of fabric strips, and I had fat quarter bundle, and they use 1.5 inch strips.
Whoa.
And I'm like, no.
That was 1.5. No.
That was 1.5. I rewrote the pattern for myself using fat quarter bundles or pieces of fabric, and mine are 2.5 inches. So I cut 2.5 inch strips.
I like the bigger pattern. I like that because you really can see the fabric in it. You know, it's not so tiny. I like that.
Yeah.
That's very pretty.
So I'm going to, maybe I'll just start making these and do my history lesson while I'm making these. I don't know. But that's...
How long did it take you to do that?
like an hour.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
And in that hour I wrote out, like, I figured out the measurements and stuff. But yeah, like, it didn't take me very long. And then when I was done, I was like, okay, I feel better. And then I went and started doing other stuff. I just had to, like,
Be
do
creative.
something.
Yes, I get
I
that.
had to get in here because my son occupies this room every day. The PlayStation's in my sewing room. So he's in here all the time. He's 13.
And he's tall. He's a big boy.
Yeah. So so it's like after school, he comes and does his homework in here first. And then he watches YouTube, or he plays video games, or he rides his bike. I mean, he's not in here all the time. But it's not like, when you go to quilt something and you just need a huge block of time.
Yes.
Yeah, God, I don't have that.
And you don't have a specific room like I do. I mean, I can leave my stuff right where it's at, and I don't have to pick it up, which you do. You have to, because this is a multifunctional room.
Yeah.
Where mine is, I leave it. I close the door. I don't have to look at it until I go back in again. So.
Or he moves my stuff, which,
Ooh.
yeah, he's learned not to do that.
Yeah. Or you find little surprises in your stuff.
He's not allowed to drink Mountain Dew. Okay. My husband drinks Mountain Dew. So I have to buy Mountain Dew for my husband. Like, that's like a staple for him. And nobody else is allowed to drink it. Well, I keep finding in my sewing room empty Mountain Dew bottles.
And Mike hasn't been in here.
I know. My husband doesn't come in here and stick him in the fabric in the shelves to hide them.
He's 13.
He's 13.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I definitely need my own space. We've grown out of this house.
Yeah, you guys are, well, your family, when you moved in here, you just had 2 little ones.
I had one and I was pregnant.
Right.
With the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've grown out of this house.
Yeah, because you were pregnant, because I remember doing the painting, and Ron did the tiling, and you had people doing drywalling, and Mike was building, and
I was 6 months pregnant.
And you were 6 months pregnant. That's right.
Yeah.
So
Miss Izzy.
Yep.
Where'd my coffee go?
Over here on the floor.
So that is, I do have some stuff. I made this. I don't have a picture of it. I made a cross stitch bag for my Betty for Christmas, and she keeps going on and on about it, about how much she loves it. She's like, "You really need to make some more of these," and I was like, "Okay, I'll make some more." I haven't yet, but I'll say this. But I was thinking about making a mini spoon block.
Oh, cute.
She's watching. I know Grandma Betty's watching. I was thinking about making one of these blocks and putting it on a cross stitch bag.
That would be cute.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, I love that.
So it's an 8-inch block, and I love me some swoon quilts. I've made 2.
Yeah, I was going to say you've made a couple of them, and they're beautiful.
A Halloween one, and the other one I gave to Kathleen.
That's right.
But it is Camille Ross Kelly. Her company, Thimble Blossoms. So she actually has 3 sizes of this now. She's got the mini, she's got the Sweet 16, and then the big one. That's 24 inches. I've only made the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love me some swoon. So I might be... Her niece is involved in a company called Auburn Hoops, and I'll put the link somewhere in here or in the description. Where like embroidery is like coming back.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
It is coming like I'm not talking like how you and I have the patterns when we make the X's like cross stitch. It's like the paper the pattern is drawn onto the fabric.
Yes.
What is that called?
It's stamped on there.
Yes.
My Christmas tablecloth is like that.
Yes.
It was stamped, and then you do the embroidery with the French knots and the daisy loops and
Mom, that's coming back.
I didn't know that. I thought that was like a lost art. Oh wow.
Ooh. So her niece either is like, I think she's a collaborator or an owner or something of this company called Auburn Hoops, and they make wooden hoops to go around them, like the decorative kind. Okay. And then I think her niece works on these patterns too. Like she's a designer. And they've got a really cool website. They're sold out of a lot of stuff.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know what all those stitches are called, but there's all sorts of different ones.
Yeah.
And beautiful.
That's some serious talent there.
It is serious talent. I mean, they're not huge pictures. They're like, I don't know, like that. 6-inch hoops maybe.
Well, and you know what's nice now is compared to back then, you have all these really cool threads, like metallic threads and all the embellishments that you didn't have years and years ago, which really make them stunning.
Oh, I mean, really beautiful work, and cross stitches making a comeback.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like knitting. You can take it anywhere with you. Yeah. You don't have to have a machine. You know, like you do when you're at a baseball game or one of the kids' functions. You can sit there and work on it.
Yeah.
Or we're just watching TV, so it makes sense.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'm putting my foot down. Like, I don't want any more hobbies.
Yeah, you have a few.
That's like Betty's doing, like, she's getting into dyeing yarn, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Can't do it. But my main motivation for not doing it is that it's messy.
Yes.
Dyeing is messy work.
Yeah.
And I don't want the mess. I live in a mess. I don't want to make it.
We can make a mess with coffee, so we can at least clean that up. But with dyes and stuff,
no, that's not for me. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
So when I see, as a quilter, when you see a pattern or fabric, no, let me reword this. Okay. How I operate is I'll see fabric and then look for a pattern for it. Do you do that? Or do you see a pattern and then you go look for the fabric?
Both. I
Really?
do both, yeah. And I will look, I don't know if you do this, I do this, and one of the things we're going to be talking about is something where I see something, I look at it, I'm like, you know what, that would make a great quilt pattern. And then design or try to create that pattern from something visually you've seen. Or when I look at something, I'll look at it and go, ooh, that's a quilt pattern. But then I will see other things like this material here that I bought, our home. I bought that long before I made the quilt because I had bought it. I love the fabric. I didn't know what I was going to make with it. And as soon as you showed me this pattern, I'm like, oh, that will go with that. So I think whatever inspires you, sometimes it's the pattern, sometimes it's just the fabric. I'm like, okay, I'll find a pattern that'll go with this.
I find that I look at a fabric and then I think of a pattern.
Okay.
Or look for a pattern for it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a really great segue into your next
Yes,
project.
into my next project. We were... quilting has become so much a part of our lives. And when I say ours, I mean my husband's too. I don't know if it does for Mike, but it does for Ron because he sees, he comes up, he watches. It's like, well, why are you doing this? Or you should teach me how to do this. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But he looks for things. So we were in McDonald's drive-thru one day and this car was in front of us and it had this sticker in the window and it says, I love to quilt. And it was a heart and it kind of had like a patchwork design in it. He goes, honey, look at that. That would why don't you make a quilt like that? And I looked at it. So I took a picture of it and I'm like, you know, that would be kind of a cute pattern. So I didn't want to make a whole quilt out of it. I was just going to make like a wall hanging. So I have like tons and tons of scraps of material.
No, really?
Yes. And I pre-cut a lot of stuff. Like when I have little bits like jelly rolls and stuff, and I'll make 2.5-inch squares. So I decided I was going to do a 2.5-inch square copy of what the picture was. And it says...
Can we get it all?
I loved to... Wait a minute, let me get this part here. All right. I love to quilt.
That's so cute.
Isn't that cute?
Yes.
And it's all 2.5-inch squares, you know, these parts here. And so I knew what the letters were going to look like. and then over by you where the L and the T is.
Right here.
Yeah. When I was doing it, because I was putting 2 inches in between each of the letters, I did so with the L and the T. I put a 2-inch space in there.
So this was over 1.
Yeah, it was over 1.
So there's 2. Yeah.
I got it all together.
Yeah.
Looked at it. Sent it to you. I'm like, I don't like it. And you're like, yeah, you need it over a space. And I'm like, yeah, I do. So I looked at it for 3 or 4 days, and I'm not taking it apart. And I kept looking. I go, I'm taking it apart. So I had to take the whole thing apart and remeasure everything because it just didn't look right.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, so I made it. Move. And then I had this in my stash. I had this really cute fabric.
Yeah.
And we got this at a local quilt shop here, which no longer at the Paw Patch. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this will make a great quilt. Mm-hmm. So I only had a certain amount of yardage. So I went ahead and kind of worked out the measurements to make the quilt. And then I got some of this from Joann's, which is all pretty bright colors to go on the back of it.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cute?
I love it. I'm going to have to find that picture of the sticker in the car.
If you can't find it, I will. I'm pretty sure I still have it on my phone. Mm-hmm. But it was funny. It was just like, he saw that and said, hey, that make it great. I'm like, that would. So then I figured out the measurements using 2.5-inch, squares. Mm-hmm. And that's what I came up with.
So cute. So are you going to hang it up as a wall hanging?
It's too big as a wall hanging.
Is it?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to make it into a quilt.
Okay.
And then I'll throw it on one of the beds or something.
Cute.
Isn't that cute? It. If we do, down the road, if we do on the road show or something, I could use it as a backdrop.
What would be cute is if it was, if we made one smaller that you could put on as a cover over your sewing machine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd like that.
Cute.
Yeah, that would be really cute.
Love it, Mom. Good job.
I'm glad you like it. It was a work in progress. But it all came from seeing a sticker on a car.
From seeing a sticker.
Yeah, just from seeing a sticker on a car.
Nice.
So, and then, since I will go ahead and just keep going here.
Keep going, because I'm done.
Okay. This quilt behind me that I did had so many pieces. So I had everything laid out on the table. And then I thought, there's got to be an easier way to do this, because it's like, I don't know about you guys, but I know I do. If I'm not doing it in a system that's organized for me, then I end up ripping stuff out. And I hate to rip stuff out. So I was YouTubing and I was watching Lori Holt of Fat Quarter Shop, right?
She collaborates with Fat Quarter Shop, yeah.
Right. And she was making design boards. And I'm like, what a great idea. Mm-hmm. So I made up some design boards. And these are really, I made some small ones. Mm-hmm. And all this is like a corrugated poster board. Mm-hmm. Some batting. And then this is 2.5-inch strips. You press them in half like you would for a binding. And then you open it up and then you fold the ends into the center and you zigzag down the middle. So then you take the zigzag part and you hot glue it to the edge of your board, and then you hot glue front and back. And it makes these great designer boards. And I found it to be really, really helpful. I made a variety of sizes. That one there you could put like what you want for small blocks, and you could put the other block on top of it and put a rubber band around it if you were traveling someplace.
Oh, yeah.
Just to keep them together, if you've got all these pieces cut. I made a bigger board like this.
Cute.
And then I made an even bigger board.
They're light.
Yeah, they're very light. And I mean, you just lean them up against, I have mine on a shelf or lean them up against the wall or something. And then I'm working on another project, and it has all of these pieces here. So what's nice about it is you just pick it up and you just move it over your sewing machine, and you've got all your pieces right there. So for me, it was huge. I really, really, really loved it. I'm like, at first I thought, yeah, okay, it's for convenience. But I started using it and I'm like, oh, this is so much fun.
Cute.
So I don't have a nice big design board like Steffi does. And I'm like, okay, what can I do? And that kind of worked out for me. So I'm really, really happy with that.
My birthday is in July.
Would you like some of those?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because
easy, huh?
Easy peasy. So, and then just kind of as a teaser here, I'm making another quilt.
With these.
Yes, with these here. And these are from Jordan Fabrics. It's their Stealth collection. And these are the colors that are going to be on the front. And then this is going to be the backing.
I love this. This is a great backing.
Yeah, this is so pretty. Steffi talked me into this.
It was not difficult at all.
Well, when she saw
you into this.
Well, when she saw the pattern, and you'll see why, it's got this has got white around it. Like these the pattern design. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'll tell you in our next show that we do together. It has white around it, and I got it all laid out, and it looked really pretty. And I was going to put like a white border around it, and Steph goes, "Try black." So I laid out on the bed, put the black, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it was really stunning. It just kind of set it off. So then she's like, what are you using for the backing? I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? And this line is in here, and we both like, yeah, this is perfect for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I can't wait to see it done.
It's going to be different because it's very modern. And it's I'm not used to doing such muted colors. I'm usually used to doing such bright colors.
It's very
and
neutral.
Yeah, very I was going to say gender neutral, but that's not right. Very, muted neutral colors, I guess. Very clean, very modern. Yeah. I think they call it I don't know, farmhouse something or other. I don't like I think of Magnolia Farms when I see colors like that. Yeah. Okay. Like the grays and
think of JoJo.
Yeah, JoJo. Yeah. I think of her when I see stuff like that because it's very classic looking.
Yeah. Well,
classic farmhouse, I guess you'd call it. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
That's a clash of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what it reminds me of JoJo and her designs and stuff with the grays and the whites and the shiplap and all that.
Like you want to set a fern next to it.
Yes, exactly. For a pop of color or something.
a little bit green next to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
cute.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I will have that done for you when we get together next time. Yes. Can you believe it's almost April? Gosh,
it's going by fast.
I know. I mean, I thought the winter was going to drag by, but it really flew by for me. I don't know about you, but it flew by for us.
It flew by for me.
Yeah. So.
Every day flies by.
Yeah.
For me right now.
I don't know how I ever worked. You know, I really don't. I get up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, and this, and this. And before I know it, it's, 5, 6 o'clock at night. And I'm like, what the heck happened to that day?
Before I know it, I'm making a granny swear back and not doing anything. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I know how you feel.
Yeah, it does. It flies by. And I don't even have kids at home. So it's just the two of us. Although we have our big kids, mom and dad. So. Yeah. But. Oh, well.
Well, I hope you have a good time on your trip.
I'm looking forward to it because we get to see Ronnie and the kids and Monica and her kids. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more grandkids and stuff. So it'll be fun.
And they grow so big when you're gone.
Do you know that Lauren just turned 28 on Sunday? Yeah.
Really?
28.
My nephew.
Yeah. I met him. The first time I met the family was his 3rd birthday.
25 years ago.
25 years ago, yeah. So we'll be married 25 years in August. So.
Flying by.
That was. He called, we had called him to wish him happy birthday, and he called back and just, he's such a man. He's so grown up. It's like, where did that time go?
Goes by fast.
It does.
So fast.
All right, well, subscribe, share. Tell us what you think. If you've got some great ideas you'd like to show us or, thoughts or questions, please let us know.
I wonder if anybody would want to do a granny square quilt along.
That might be fun.
The wheels are turning.
Oh boy, she's going to have me working again.
It's not difficult.
No, granny squares would be fun.
And this is like I didn't. These squares aren't cut individually, by the way.
You did Jelly Roll?
There's a method.
Okay.
No, a fat quarter. Fat quarter.
That's right.
Block square.
Okay.
What do you call just a fat quarter? You just call it a fat quarter.
Fat quarter.
No, it's
yeah.
fat quarter. But the method is
Similar.
strips.
That would make it easier for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It'd be a good scrap buster.
Yes.
For sure. So.
All right. Well, thank you. It's great to be back and good to see you, and hope you all are happy to have us back.
For a short while.
Yes. Anyways. So.
Have a great weekend.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.